Hi folks, this is another review for a different type of music this time around. Havanna Nights, it's all Canadian, this is the nice part about it, with Eddie Bullen and Joaquin Nunez Hidalgo. Whoa, there we go, less of a glare. And this one is Canadian produced, meaning that it's under MAPL standards, which is fun. Now, this one is the standard format that we've seen before, where it has some liner notes, but nothing too overly developed. Can't really complain about that, but I like it when it's more developed than not enough. That said, I'm going to have to tackle these two people in two separate formats because they've got their own websites. There's no project website. I've gone to Eddie Bullen's website, so it's www.eddiebullen.com. That's EDDIEBULLEN.com. And there's so much to say about this man that I am going to have to cut it short, otherwise we're going to run out of time. Suffice to say the following. Since his move to Toronto in 1980 from Grenada, Eddie has worked with major Canadian artists like jazz singer Liberty Silver and pop artist Dan Hill. He also composes and arranges for City TV, YTV, CBC, and TMN, or as we call it here in Canada, the Movie Network. He's also the creative force behind Thunderdome Sound Studio in Toronto, and he has collaborated with dozens of successful artists. I won't name them because that's only a few. He's been nominated again for 2010 as Canadian Smooth Jazz Awards Keyboardist/Pianist of the Year. So we'll wish him good luck. He was also the 2008 International Performing Arts Artistic Director for a lot of ideas. Juno Award, performer, arranger, and producer. He's been musical director. He's been nominated in the past for other nominations. Smooth Jazz Group of the Year with Kush and with Nua in 2005. Kush was in 2006. I mean, he's just impossible. One point of note here, he arranged the theme song for the Canadian Gala at the Summer Olympic Games in Atlanta. That is a big note in Canadian history. A member of the group, his name is Joaquin Nunez Hidalgo. That man is originally Cuban. Este hombre es un hombre muy talentuoso. I'm having issues at 46 minutes past midnight. It tends to be a little bit sticky. Let's try this again. The other half of the Havanna Nights collaboration is Joaquin Nunez Hidalgo. He's Cuban of origin, but eventually settled in Canada in 1999. But he was born and raised in Cuba. That said, his father was, or still is, Porfirio Nunez. He was a former singer of one of the oldest Cuban orchestras called Brisas de Nipe. That said, he's also participated in so many things here in Canada. It's impossible to I love artists. They always have a very wide roster. In his case, he quickly became immersed into the circle of music by performing with various renowned artists such as Jane Bunnett, Bill King, Jaco Bacco, and Eddie Bullen. In most of the festivals in the country as well as internationally, he also performed at the Montreal Jazz Festival, Beaches Jazz Festival, and Toronto One television show. He's participated in numerous other projects, and it says that in 2008-2009, Joaquin was the percussionist for the Mervish productions of Dirty Dancing, the classic story on the stage by Eleanor Bergstein at the Royal Alexandra Theatre in Toronto. The music is beyond compare. It's actually on par with many Cuban artists that are available if you compare the style of music to what it was, because it's more of a Cuban-Canadian jazz infusion. I love this music. I could play this all night long if I had to, but I don't, unfortunately, because I do have other things that I need to accomplish. But this is a definite must to buy, or at least to listen to on iTunes, or to search in record shops to see if you can get it, because it's worth it. I'll try to have it up and running in some of my radio shows, and I definitely will. And I'll try to select something from the actual disc itself to play in the background.